For decades, New York City has been the gateway to America, its airport serving as the front door to one of the most powerful economic and cultural hubs in the world. But if you've ever flown through JFK, you know it's anything but world class. Aging terminals, confusing layouts, and constant delays have left one of the nation's busiest airports struggling to keep up with demand. Now, with passenger numbers surging in a post-pandemic world, something had to change. What's unfolding at JFK is nothing short of staggering. A $19 billion transformation designed to completely reimagine how travelers experience the airport. But the scale of this overhaul raises big questions. Who's paying for it? And can it return to its status as a world-class gateway? Today we explore one of the most exciting projects in the country. New York City isn't just the most populous city in the US, it also commands the largest municipal economy in the nation. In fact, if it were an independent country, it would rank as the world's 10th largest economy by itself. As a vital hub for both national and global commerce, maintaining top-tier transportation infrastructure is essential for ensuring smooth domestic and international travel. However, if you ask many locals, they'll tell you that the region's major airports fall far short of delivering a seamless experience. Significant upgrades are still required to meet growing demands and support the city's continued rise in air traffic. The New York City area is supported by a network of 3 major airports: Newark Liberty, LaGuardia, and John F. Kennedy. While each one plays a vital role in regional and national transportation, JFK stands out as the most significant due to its size, capacity, and passenger volume. Spanning 5,200 acres, JFK features 4 main runways and handles over 62 million passengers annually, ranking it as the 6th busiest airport in the US based on total traffic. However, what truly sets JFK apart is its dominance in international travel. With more than 32 million international passengers per year, it far surpasses any other US airport. But it wasn't always this way. Construction of what is now JFK began in 1943 on the site of a golf course, which was meant to relieve congestion at the nearby LaGuardia field. Originally named Idlewild Airport, it opened in 1948 with 1 terminal and 6 runways. In 1955, airlines opted for individually designed terminals, leading to iconic structures like the TWA Flight Center and Pan Am's Worldport. Renamed John F. Kennedy International Airport in 1963, it became a symbol of jet age innovation and was regarded as one of the top airports in the world for the next few decades. As JFK Airport entered the 2000s, it became clear that the individually designed and operated terminals resulted in a fragmented and inefficient layout, lacking a unified master plan for development. This disjointed design has become increasingly problematic as air travel has grown. Today, JFK is often regarded as one of the most confusing airports in the US, with 5 terminals that are not directly connected in a disjointed terminal numbering system. Traveling between terminals requires a ride on the air train, a process that can be inconvenient for frequent travelers. The airport is also surrounded by a maze of roadways, with numerous decision points that many find confusing. Combine this with aging facilities, increasing delays, and longer wait times, and you can see why a major upgrade has been long overdue. The scale of this redevelopment is staggering. As mentioned earlier, the total cost is expected to reach $19 billion, encompassing 4 major terminal projects and adding over 4 million square feet of space. At the heart of this transformation is the new Terminal 1. This nearly $10 billion project is being constructed on the sites of the current Terminal 1 and former Terminals 2 and 3, where it'll anchor the airport's south side. Once completed, it'll be JFK's largest terminal, more than twice the size of Terminals 1 and 2. Spanning 2.6 million square feet, it'll double the number of gates for wide-body aircraft, with 22 of the 23 new gates capable of accommodating larger planes, including the Airbus A380 and potentially the Boeing 777X. The project is being built in phases, with the first 14 gates scheduled to open in 2026 and full completion targeted for 2030. The new Terminal 1 is designed to deliver a quote-unquote world-class passenger experience. It'll feature over 300,000 square feet of dining, retail, and lounge spaces, all inspired by New York's culture. Travelers can enjoy indoor green spaces, public art, and many other things, all intended to rival the world's top-rated airport terminals. The NTO is also designed to have full biometric scanning capacity, with a football field-sized security checkpoint. A massive solar array of over 13,000 panels will span the terminal's roof. This system will power a 12 megawatt microgrid designed to supply about half the terminal's energy needs while reducing reliance on the external power grid. Next up is Terminal 4, where recent improvements have added 10 new gates, primarily for regional and domestic flights, while expanding the terminal by 150,000 square feet. The upgrades include modernized check-in halls, expanded drop-off areas, tech enhancements, and the transformation of regional jet gates to accommodate mainline aircraft. This $1.5 billion upgrade is largely complete and operational as of today, with only a few minor tasks still in progress. Let's jump over to the new Terminal 6, where a brand new 1.2 million square foot facility is rising on the former sites of Terminals 6 and 7. The new terminal will offer a spacious departures curb, seamless connections to JetBlue's Terminal 5, and direct access to 2 AirTrain stations. Passengers will enjoy a short 5-minute walk from TSA security to the gates. The terminals will hold 10 gates, 9 of which are designed for wide-body aircraft. Along with these will be new baggage systems, customs facilities, and advanced TSA screening technologies. It'll also house multiple airline lounges and a new arrivals lounge. Developed in 2 phases, the first 5 gates are set to open in 2026, with full completion anticipated by 2028. The final terminal upgrade is for number 8. Building on the recent $400 million expansion which finished up in 2022, this project will introduce a new Great Hall to host over 60 shopping and dining options, many of which are local to the New York area. And although it isn't a terminal upgrade, the $3.9 billion roadway enhancement and ground transportation center is also one of the headlines. The project involves designing and constructing a revamped on-airport roadway system featuring an attempt to simplify the current 5-loop system into a 3-loop system that'll be easier to navigate. This will include advanced traffic technologies, intuitive wayfinding, and essential infrastructure such as retaining walls, bridges, and upgraded utilities. The brand new ground transportation center will offer almost 2,000 parking spaces and a 400-foot elevated pedestrian bridge with a dedicated bike lane and more. With all these plans in motion, it's natural to wonder, who's footing the bill? First, it's important to note that JFK is publicly owned by the city of New York. Since 1947, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, a bi-state government agency, has managed and operated the airport under a long-term lease agreement with the city. The Port Authority is contributing $3.9 billion to the project, roughly 21% of the total cost. This funding, as you may be able to guess by the amount, will specifically cover the roadway and infrastructure upgrades. Notably, this is the only publicly funded portion of the project, with the remaining 80% being financed through various private sources. Several groups are contributing to the project, each focusing on different terminals. But why would private investors put money into a facility owned by the city? These investors are drawn to funding JFK's expansion because they'll have the opportunity to operate these terminals. This means they would secure long-term revenue streams through leasing agreements for terminals, retail spaces, and parking facilities. With JFK already handling over 60 million passengers each year and projections estimating growth to 100 million annual passengers by 2050, it presents an attractive opportunity to invest. Public-private partnerships like this can greatly improve the airport experience for passengers, and this project is a prime example. However, it's important to consider the downsides. The $3.9 billion for the roads and infrastructure is sourced from taxpayer money, and private management could lead to higher operating fees for airlines, which potentially would indirectly increase ticket prices. Unlike San Francisco International Airport, where terminals are run by the city with no profit motive, private operators have more flexibility to set prices, often to increase margins. That said, any significant cost changes still require approval from the Port Authority to ensure they align with public interest goals like affordability and quality service. A significant concern regarding the expansion is that despite substantial investment, the project has not sufficiently prioritized seamless transit connections between the airport and various parts of New York City. Many New Yorkers still find the airport's transit links inadequate, even by US standards. Additionally, the lack of direct connections between terminals and limited public transportation options, especially amid the massive construction endeavor that's currently underway, have made navigating the airport more difficult for travelers. Lastly, for New Terminal 1, some believe that despite the hefty price tag, not enough gates are being added. Regardless, this project will help JFK and New York City continue to grow, meeting the rising demand for air travel while aiming to transform the airport into a world-class hub. At Buildcorp, we're building America, one story at a time. We cover some of the most impressive and headline-grabbing projects across this great country, and with your help, the channel has grown to over 25,000 subscribers in just over a year. With that being said, thank you, and I'll see you next time.